Okay, perfect. Awesome. So hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining today. I'm excited to share with you all Girls Who Code has to offer. My name's Megan. I'm an outreach operations specialist at Girls Who Code. And in my role, I share out free resources with schools, libraries, and nonprofits to help more community members access our programs. So feel free to take a moment and scan the QR code if you'd like to sign in for tonight's presentation to make sure you get any follow-up info if you'd like that. I'll give you guys a second to do that. And I'll show it at the end too. So if you don't get a chance now, I will share it again. Okay. Let's see. Thank you for your patience as my computer has been moving a little bit slow. I'll take a moment to kind of review what you can expect to learn today. We'll start off with some introductions and share who we are at Girls Who Code and our movement to close the gender gap in tech. Then we'll dive into our free clubs and summer programs. And hopefully there will be some time for questions at the end, but I encourage you to ask questions along the way in the Zoom chat, and I'll try my best to answer them as I see them. Or if not, I'll get to them at the end. I would like to take a minute to have everybody introduce themselves in the chat. And if you don't mind sharing your name and your pronouns along with your role and the grades you work with. And then if you'd like to, you can also share the best thing that's happened to you this week.
We should, and should I go?
Oh, sure. You can just drop it into the chat.
Oh, chat. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Oh, I didn't know it's chat. Okay, I thought we were doing it. Okay. All right.
Awesome. Nice to meet you all. Thank you for adding that to the chat. Okay. Awesome. Okay, I'll let you guys continue to do that. So before I share about our free programs, I'd like to share a little bit about our why. Through our research, we know there's a growing demand for computing skills in the job market. There are over 500,000 open computing jobs all across the US today, making an average salary of over $100,000. This could mean some very transformative socioeconomic pathways for students who choose to pursue this field. However, the gender gap in tech is continuing to widen. In 1995, 37% of computer scientists were women, and today it's less than 24%. And these statistics are exactly why Girls Who Code stepped in with our mission. We were founded in 2012 as an international nonprofit, leading the movement to close the gender gap in tech and change the image of what a programmer looks like and does. And we do this by creating free computer science programs that meet the needs of our students at every turning point in their educational journeys and into their careers. Since we were founded in 2012, we've served over 500,000 students to date, and half of those students are coming from historically underrepresented groups in tech. And our alumni are majoring in computer science fields at a rate that is 7 times the national average. And this impact has been made possible through our free, flexible computer science resources and programs that span across all youth age groups. In all of our programs, we have 3 main components of our educational philosophy. These include teaching more than code. So we want students to learn coding, but we also want them to learn the social and emotional skills that are going to help them in the future. Sisterhood to build a supportive and diverse community of peers and role models, and real-world relevance and impact to showcase that their new coding skills can be used to pursue their passions and really make a positive impact in their community. And the clubs program is our largest program for 3rd through 12th graders. And although sisterhood is, of course, a huge part of what we do at Girls Who Code, the clubs program is open to everybody. So students of all genders are welcome to participate. And all your community needs to start a Girls Who Code club is space to host the club. That can be either virtual or in person, technology and internet for our 6th through 12th grade clubs, and then an adult 18 years or older to facilitate the club, but that person does not need any prior coding experience. We will provide you with everything else. That includes over 120 hours worth of customizable, standards-aligned coding curriculum and tutorials across all skill levels, training and ongoing support, student recruitment and engagement resources, things like t-shirts, notebooks, and stickers. And then we've even brought back our clubs fund. This is a $500 Amazon wish list that we will fulfill for you. And it's offered to all clubs that run during the school year that have 3 or more members enrolled. And although our program is totally free, this is extra money that you could use to purchase snacks or supplies. We've even had some organizations purchase larger items like tech toys like Ozobots or Spheros or things like that. So lots of different ways you could use that money to support your club. We also offer summer programs. These are free virtual opportunities for high school students who identify as girls or non-binary. Students can choose to join the Summer Immersion Program, which features live virtual classrooms that are led by our Girls Who Code teaching team and sponsored by industry-leading corporate partners. Or we have our self-paced program, which features guided independent study and offers a more flexible schedule. For the Summer Immersion Program specifically, we even offer need-based grants of up to $300 to further support student learning. Again, both of those summer programs are totally free. That's just extra money in case students need a little extra financial support throughout the summer. And we highly encourage beginners to apply to both of those, as no coding experience is needed for them to participate. And then last but not least, we also offer resources for students who have graduated from high school. So when a student participates in our programs, they become a part of our Girls Who Code alumni community for life, and they gain access to our ever-growing college and career support. And we're continuously creating new initiatives to support them. Some of the major highlights include our Girls Who Code Talks webinar series. This covers hiring, interview, and resume support. Our College Loop program, which connects computer science students on campuses. And then they'll also be invited to our hiring summit. And this is where recent college graduates can connect and interview for open roles with our corporate partners. At this event last year, one of our partners, Wells Fargo, hired 17 participants from this event alone. So we really aim to show students that we're here to support their future just as much as their current education and skills building. Let's see. Volunteer opportunities. Okay, I will follow up about that at the end. Great question.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, of course. So I will share some general information about these 2 programs and some of the features to help give you a sense of what students who are participating could expect to engage in. So for the summer programs, we've designed 2 unique virtual opportunities for high school girls and non-binary students to learn to code with us over the summer. The Summer Immersion Program is designed for beginner and intermediate level coders, and this year the new curriculum is focusing on game design. So students will be coding primarily in the JavaScript P5.js library, and in this introduction to game design, they're going to learn about the iterative design process and the basics of user experience or UX design. In the Summer Immersion Program, students are going to be working on personal and collaborative projects, while they also get to participate in exclusive virtual events with our corporate partner companies. The Self-Paced program is designed for beginner and intermediate level coders as well. It's going to offer 3 tracks for students to choose from. Though the tracks that are available this summer are data science, cybersecurity, and web development. And within each track, there will be 2 to 3 courses, and each course and the projects would probably take between 3 to 6 hours to complete. For the data science track, we're offering courses in data visualization, processing, and analyzing the role of bias in data, and they will work in Python. In the cybersecurity track, Students could take the cybersecurity chatbot and decrypt the secret message courses, also coding in Python. And then lastly, students in the web development track will take the portfolio website, personality quiz, and advocacy website courses, coding in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And for each completed course, they receive a certificate. And even though it is self-paced, they still have an opportunity to join weekly live advisory sessions where they can get to know other students, build community, and ask any questions they might have. So here are some important dates to keep in mind regarding the summer programs. The summer immersion program offers multiple rounds, so students can choose when they would like to participate in these live coding sessions. The self-paced program is helpful for students who might need a more flexible schedule over the summer, as they will learn to code through virtual self-paced study, and they can complete the projects independently at any time within a 6-week window. And the application deadline is quickly approaching for these programs. But the priority consideration deadline is next Wednesday, February 15th, and the general deadline is March 24th. So there is still time to apply, but it is creeping up on us. I'll drop a few links in the chat for you regarding the summer programs. So here is, whoops, let's see. Sorry, guys. Here's the link to a flyer that you can share digitally with your students. If I can copy and paste the link. Thank you for your patience. So here's the summer student flyer. And then if you would like to request flyers for your school, you can do so using this next link that I will drop in the chat, and we can mail you flyers that you can hand out around school. So link to physical flyers. All right. And in addition to our wonderful virtual programs that we have, we also offer clubs programs for 3rd through 12th graders. And in order to cater to the unique learning needs and styles of students in different age groups, we've divided the clubs program into 3rd through 5th grade clubs and 6th through 12th grade clubs. The 3rd through 5th grade program will follow a book club model. It teaches beginner level concepts with different hands-on activities. And typically these meetings will usually run for anywhere between 5 and 10 sessions or less than an hour per session. Meanwhile, the 6th through 12th grade program teaches computer science concepts of all skill levels through a flexible plug and play model. And this program usually runs for about 10 sessions. Their meetings can be a bit longer, so usually around an hour, less than 2 hours. But for both models, the clubs can be run for a summer, a semester, or a full year. And most importantly, these are designed so that anybody can start a club. You do not need to have any computer science experience. And as I mentioned earlier, these are available to everybody. So everyone's welcome to participate. And in addition to ensuring that anybody, regardless of their experience level, can start and lead clubs, we want to minimize your prep time. So we provide you with flexible club meeting guides that make it really easy to just take the curriculum and run with it. So on this slide, you can see what a typical club meeting would look like for both of those models. The 3rd through 5th grade club will follow a book club format. We'll start off with a sisterhood activity to help the students get to know each other and build community. Then they'll move into the reading section where they will use our chapter guides and do different engaging activities. And then they'll move into the coding challenges. These can be done on a computer using Scratch or entirely offline. You'll see that the 6th through 12th grade curriculum is made up of similar components. It will also start with a sisterhood activity, and then they'll move into the Girls Who Code Tech Spotlight. And in this section of the meeting, students get to explore real-life examples of computer scientists and people who are using their skills in a variety of different fields. Afterwards, the club members will work through project tutorials to use their coding skills to address a topic that they're passionate about. And throughout the club, students can hone in on their coding skills in programming languages like Scratch, Python, or Swift from Apple. And then both of those meetings will end with a stand-up that gives students time for feedback and reflection to help them nurture a growth mindset. So as you can see, there is a lot to explore within the clubs program. And to start a club, all you need is space in a nonprofit to host the club. So that could be a school, library, community center, or the capacity to host your club virtually through Google Classroom, Zoom, or any other virtual conferencing platform. There's also an option to do a hybrid model if that works best for you and your students. Technology and internet connection are required for each club member of a 6th through 12th grade club, but they're optional for the 3rd through 5th grade clubs. The curriculum is compatible with PCs, Macs, and Chromebooks. iPads are also an option, but they are only able to be used for our beginner self-guided tutorials in the coding language of Swift. And then lastly, every club would need a facilitator. The facilitator is an employee or a volunteer who guides the club members through the curriculum. They need to be 18 years or older, and they need to be able to pass a background check if they're not an employee of the host site. So if you are an employee of the host site, like a teacher at a school, you do not need to have an additional background check. And most importantly, you do not need any computer science or technical experience to facilitate the clubs due to the resources and support that we'll provide you with. And once you have these things, you are ready to apply and launch your club. So if you are ready to join us, here's how you can do it. To access the club's application, you can head to girlswhocode.com/clubsapply, and I can put that in the chat as well. And make an account on Girls Who Code HQ. This is our virtual learning platform and one-stop shop for everything Girls Who Code. And when you do that, you'll want to make sure and indicate that you're interested in starting a club. But just by creating that login, you can also preview the curriculum before you apply. So if you're not totally sure yet, you can go in, create an account, and kind of take a look around before you decide if you'd like to launch a club. Then you will fill out the Quick Clubs application, which only should take about 10 minutes. And then after your application is approved, usually within 5 to 10 business days, you can use your HQ login to access the full curriculum and everything that you need to host your first session. You will also receive a welcome email that will have your club code, and that's the unique identifier that your students will use to affiliate with your club. And then once you're ready, you can launch your club at any time during the school year. You'll help your students access the curriculum by enrolling them on HQ using that club code that you'll receive in your approval email. And that's all there is to it. As I mentioned, there is an added bonus of applying sooner rather than later, because as long as you have your club started with 3 or more members, before probably like middle of March, you will still be eligible for that clubs fund. The deadline to submit the Amazon wish list is March 31st. So something to keep in mind if you're interested in getting that wish list for you and your students would be to apply sooner rather than later. Yeah. And so that's our clubs and summer programs at Girls Who Code. I would love if you guys are able to share the flyers with your students for the summer program, and I hope to see you apply for some clubs. But I'm happy to answer any questions because we do have a little bit more time. And if you didn't get a chance to sign in, I'm putting the link for that as well. And there was a question. Let me take a look at that and I will answer that.
And I did have I had the question about, I know a person who's interested in somehow volunteering with is computer science, and she's a female tech worker. So she's in, but when I looked at the Girls Who Code site, because I couldn't find a location where she could go and put her name in and find other various ways of volunteering. So I want to know if she's is interested, what should she do to volunteer?
Yeah, thank you so much. That's a really great question. And yeah, unfortunately, at this time, we don't have like a volunteer bank. But what she can
Yeah.
do is, if my
Yeah.
computer can load this link, I'm going to
Yeah.
drop a link for our locations tool. And what she can do is go in and put her city and state, and then this will show her any local clubs. And a lot of our clubs, they will start, but then they might still need a facilitator. And sometimes they
Okay.
post here and they'll indicate that on their
I see.
like on
Okay.
their account. So she could go there and she can reach out to, people in her area. She could also, approach a local school or local
I
library and
see.
see if
Okay.
they'd be interested in collaborating with her to launch a
I
club
see. Okay.
within the community. Yeah, it's a great
I see.
question.
Okay. 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 Yeah. Yeah. And because I was thinking, yeah, maybe I'll try and introduce her to my old school if she was interested in
Yeah.
that sort of thing. I see. Okay. And one quick about the summer programs. So,
Hmm.
there's two now. Like, are there limit like before when there just used to be when it was sort of more in person, right?
Hmm.
There was a little bit of a more of a limitation. Now, are both of these programs, these summer programs, virtual programs, or are they in person? And what are the sort of, are there any like hard numbers that you have, or are they pretty much, if you're interested, go for it kind of
Correct. Yeah. So
sort of
they
thing?
are
Yeah.
both virtual now, completely
Yeah.
virtual.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Yeah.
which allows a lot more students to access the
Yeah. Yeah.
programs.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you say hard numbers, do you mean like how many numbers
Yeah.
of
Yeah. But
seats are
yeah.
available?
Yeah. How many
Um,
numbers? Like, yeah. Yeah.
yeah, that's a good question. I don't know off the top of my head, but I do know, if you have a student who is really interested, they are
I
more likely to be accepted if they get their information and application in before the
earlier.
priority
Yeah.
deadline. Yeah.
Oh, I see. So there's a part. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, so
Yeah.
there's a priority deadline, and then there's if we have space sort of thing.
Yes. And then there
Okay.
also is the option that students might be put on a wait list. And if they're put on a
I
wait
see.
list, then we would reach out to
Okay.
them later if we have seats
Um,
available.
okay.
Yeah.
So get it sooner rather than late. Okay.
Yeah. Good questions. Thank you. Anyone else have a question I can answer? Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming to this session. And as I said, I hope I can see some of your students apply for our summer programs, and hopefully some of you will be able to start clubs. I see Shannon drop my email in the chat, so feel free to reach out if you have any follow-up questions. I dropped the club's application link, the link for today's presentation, and then the location tool. And then also those summer flyers are up there as well. So yeah, that's all I have. Shannon, if you want to share your ending piece. I can stop sharing my screen, sorry.
Sure. No, that's fine. I'm going to stop the record here.